Humble Narcissist Podcast, episode 25.
We're a quarter.
Hell yeah, we've been at it for a while. We've been doing pretty good. We need to get better at marketing, though, so we'll work on that.
Yes, you do.
Shut up, Dylan. You can help. So what have you been up to?
Absolutely nothing.
You know, I'd really appreciate it if you would come in here and just, like, make something up one time.
But it wouldn't be believable.
If you're a good liar, it would be believable, Dylan.
No. I'm trying to think.
Anyways.
Have I done anything? No. I really haven't.
Well, we're going to go to a cookout at your mother's house. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Happy
on Monday.
Memorial Day.
Yes.
Woo-woo.
So you can't let your other friends hijack you.
No, the replacements won't hijack us. I've had a pretty eventful week.
Oh, yeah?
So let's see. On Wednesday. No, this is Wednesday. So
Today is Wednesday.
Okay, so the other night I went to bed and I didn't realize that the handle on our master bedroom's bathroom, the toilet, was down. So I woke up in the morning to my husband running upstairs and freaking out because our bathroom was flooded. And mind you, what's weird is that the dogs didn't wake me up at all. So normally they would like jump in bed and like let me know something's up. Mm-hmm. They did not. So then we discovered that not only was the handle down, but there's a crack on the back of the toilet that did not help. So I spent my week calling insurance people and plumbers and working on trying to get everything taken care of because now there's a huge water spot on our ceiling in the kitchen.
Now you look poor.
We do look poor.
But you don't have a white refrigerator. You're good.
When I called the insurance people and they were like, you have this much of a deductible, all I could hear was the Anna Delvey thing in my head saying, I could pay.
The wire will come.
I was thinking, I'm good for it. Just, we need to get this fixed. But like when I had to call plumbers, I decided that I would be like I wanted recommendations and stuff. So I thought
never do it. It's always a trap.
I know. I thought of doing like Angie's List in order to get some recommendations. Well, they do.
What is Angie's List? I don't even know.
It's this website that you can go to and they can like recommend people within the area because they get reviews and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then so you could call them and be like, this is the service that I need. And they can say, well, according to what we're showing, these are the people with the highest ratings. Mm-hmm. You can go to them. We can set something up for you, blah, blah, blah. But the person on the phone, and mind you, I don't mean to brag, but I'm usually very nice to people on the phone and customer service.
Well, yeah, because you've done the job. You know how it is.
So as soon as I could give all my information, and then it was just going to do an email, but then it was like, oh, call this number instead. So I called the number. So then the guy that answered was like, am I speaking to Steven? And I go, yeah, this is Steven. Okay, ma'am. And proceeds to call me ma'am throughout the whole conversation. And mind you, normally I'll let it slide. Uh-huh. But in my head, I'm like, you literally just asked if you were talking to Steven. Mm-hmm. Why are you calling me ma'am? So then, but go ahead.
I was going to say, I get that on the phone too. They call me ma'am or sweetie or honey.
Doesn't it?
It's awkward because usually it's like middle-aged men. So I'm just like, I'll just let it roll.
Does it happen to you even after they're like, am I talking to Dylan?
I always say, hi, welcome to such and such. This is Dylan. How can I help you?
Oh, God. So, like, I normally will let it slide. But the guy said, am I talking to Steven? So I think that once we've established my name is predominantly a man's name, it's Sir, or you could just say Steven.
Hi, I'm Steven with a penis.
Shut up. I can't say that. So, of course, the guy at the end was like, will you take a survey for us, blah, blah. And in my head, I was like, I'm going to take this survey and talk about how I'm never going to use them again. But I didn't. I was like...
Should have talked about how homophobic they were.
I was like, you know what? Maybe he was having a bad day and had to take it out on someone, and I was just the unlucky person.
So it was that homeless man we ran into at the Mexican restaurant.
Oh, my God.
Are you a lady?
I like to wear cardigans, as people know who know me and have watched this. And I was wearing one of my cardigans, and Dylan met me for lunch when I had a job. And this homeless man walking by asked me if I identified as a lady or a sir. And I was like, sir? Like, it just caught me completely off guard. I know that, like, my life is like a series of disappointments for the drive-through workers, because they'd always be like, okay, please pull forward, ma'am. But when I get there and they see me, they're usually just like, oh. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, I'm a dude.
Yeah, I do the same thing. That's why, and I'm very respectful on the phone, because I won't say sir or ma'am, because I don't want to misgender anyone, because I know how it feels.
So after dealing with that, I ended up, I just flat out called Mr. Plumber. They were super nice. They didn't keep calling me ma'am the whole time. They, in fact, just called me by my name the whole time, which is fine.
As people should.
So we got that taken care of. And then the insurance people found out that I wasn't on the policy, but now I am. So that was a fun discovery for me as well.
Your husband was trying to kill you.
No, he just wants to make sure that I can't leave.
He's just removing your existence.
That way, if I try to leave, he'll be like, oh, well, you're not on anything.
It'll be like that scene in Misery. You're going to be in the bed.
Well, okay, so controversial take. Really, so long as he's taking care of me, I don't care if I'm just laying in the bed. Long as he brings me my video games and my TV remote, I'll be fine.
As long as he hits your foot with the hammer just right.
Oh, girl, he won't even have to hit me with the hammer. I'd just be like, okay, I'll stay here. I'll just go to the bathroom and come back. Like, this is the life.
Right.
I'm okay with people wanting to, like, psychotically take care of me, as long as they don't hurt me. It's just like, bring me what I need.
I hear ya.
I will gladly be a princess.
You are, ma'am.
I know. Everybody calls me ma'am. I can't escape it no matter what I do. But that's pretty much what I've been up to all week, is just dealing with homeowner BS.
I couldn't relate.
So let's segue into something kind of funny that happened that you told me that you didn't know anything about. You haven't seen that NFL kicker's speech?
No.
Oh my gosh. So he gave a commencement speech to all these graduates. I think his name is like Harrison Butker or something. I don't know, but
I don't watch the sports ball.
I don't either, but his speech is all over the place, because he basically said that he knows that these women are thinking about all the promotions and things that they're going to get now that they have this degree, but their happiest moment is going to be when they become a mother and a wife. And
under his eye.
Yeah, like living
Lord.
at home the whole time and talking about how, like, their husbands are going to take care of them, you know, the normal spiel that these crazies do. So all these girls were like, I can't believe he's saying this to us. So all over the place, people have been like tearing him down. My favorite is that, because I think he's on the Chiefs, is that Patrick Mahomes, who's their quarterback. I learned that.
Okay. His name sounds familiar.
He did an interview, and these guys were like, you guys started playing at the same time. Do you two talk? Are you guys friends? And he's like, I don't talk to him. He's like, we have the team meetings and he sits by me, but I don't say one word to him. And I was like, smart to distance yourself from that.
Right.
Because everybody is so mad at him. Rightfully so. He also came after the gays.
And didn't, like, the gays come after him because he came after us?
Yes.
That I saw.
The gays found out that, like, he hooked up with a male cheerleader in college, allegedly. We have no proof, but that cracked me up. I was like, "Oh, girl!"
There's always time to experiment.
It's always the ones.
It's always the hypocrites. Yes, I know.
It's always the ones who are always like, being gay is wrong. That you find out, like, they have like a mister in the closet waiting for them. Mike Pence, but this guy,
leave Mother alone.
Mother's his wife, not him. Which that's a whole nother thing, though.
Unless there's some weird role play. He seems like he'd be in some weird role play.
That's freaking weird too. Like, why would you call
like they
your
would
wife
do some
Mother?
Norman Bates shit. They get into that bedroom, he's like, play dead.
I could see it. God, did you see Jennifer Lawrence's speech about all that?
No.
She was at GLAAD and she was talking about how conversion therapy doesn't work. And she's like, did you hear that, Mike Pence? Conversion therapy doesn't work. And she's
But
like,
I'm a cheerleader.
She goes, I know it didn't work on you. And like, she just looks at the camera.
That's funny.
And I'm like, you go, girl. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. You need to pay more attention to like the fun news.
I'm just waiting for the nuclear firework to come out into the sky so I can pose all pretty for my dead body shadows thing. I've seen Hiroshima. I know how that shit goes.
You're so stupid. I
hope my shadow self looks like a ghost. Like, you know, there's like the white round thing with the...
I was going to say, bitch, you know that your shadow ghost is going to be just a big old circle.
I know. Well, I'm more of an oval now. I'm not a circle. I used to be a circle. I used to be a big bitch.
Was this Pac-Man? Did we kill Pac-Man? Just a fucking circle? I could see that.
Oh my God, you could hear the waka 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 in the distance.
You know, I imagine that that's probably what you make when you're out of breath, is that noise. Waka waka waka.
No.
God. So he said something about like people's pride, and he goes, and this is back to that stupid kicker. And then he was like, not like the pride, that the sin that has a month dedicated to it, like to throw a jab at the LGBTQ.
Jesus Christ.
And then we found out that he hooked up with a gay cheerleader.
It's always those.
Speaking of the gays, have you been watching We're Here?
No.
You haven't been watching it?
No, I figured I'd wait till it all came out and then I'd just binge it.
God, the first 3 episodes was all about Tennessee.
Gay people.
Well, every episode is about gay people. Well, I take that back. There's straight people too. Like, they get straight people to do the drag too. So We're Here is a show where they go to like terrible towns for like LGBTQ.
Country bumpkin towns.
Country bumpkin, where they hate the gays and like want to kill us. And they
like somewhere in Indiana.
Yeah, they did do Indiana once.
I know.
And they put on a drag show to like try to bring the community together and blah, blah. But there was a gay wrestler on there, and I thought that it was really sweet because the guy that runs the gym, he's a straight guy, he got in drag with him to show his support for this guy, because he was like, we need to be together. We don't need to like treat each other terribly.
Yeah.
And then there was some crazy girl on there, because they went to a town hall, and this weird little girl was like talking about how the LGBTQ religion. And it's like, girl, we are not organized enough to be a religion.
Right.
Not to mention, there's only one religion where they're diddling kids, and we know that it's not LGBTQ. Just throwing that out there.
Speaking of those, did you see Whoopi wants to put the Pope on Sister Act 3?
I did see that. Though, Whoopi, because I watch The View all the time, she wants to put a lot of people in Sister Act 3.
Good.
Like, she just had Daisy Ridley on this week, and she offered to let her be on there, and Daisy was like, oh my God, I'd love to. And Whoopi legit wrote her phone number down and slid it to Daisy Ridley and was like, stay in touch.
Wow.
I know. Everybody loves Sister Act. Didn't you like that growing up?
Yes. I didn't like the second one very much.
I didn't like the second either.
But that's because I grew up in a time where sequels sucked.
Oh, yeah, sequels did suck. The very first one was really good, though.
It was.
I loved that one. And she's got Kathy and Jimmy and all them on board.
Good.
So that's...
Like, I like the old school movies, like with Whoopi and Dolly on them.
Yes.
I like those.
I have to bring this up because it's making me laugh because it popped in my head. Do you remember the movie Stand By Me?
I've never seen it.
Oh my God. So when I had a job, one of my favorite people, Brittany, she loved that movie. And somebody was like, I've never seen, our friend Vicky, she's never seen Stand By Me. And Brittany's like, what? How have you never seen that? And she goes, Fair East Side. And she starts singing the school song. And she goes, you don't remember that? And Vicky's like, no, I don't. And she's like, come on, you have to remember it. And she sings it again.
Like that's going to make anything better.
So I'm dying laughing. And I just finally say, Brittany, She's never seen it, so that's not going to trigger some memory. And she starts quoting the movie, and I get it all because I love that movie.
I've never seen it.
Oh my God, it is a classic. I love
I know
that
Will
movie.
Wheaton's in it.
Will Wheaton's in
I
it?
thought so.
He probably is. They were all kids in it, but I agree with Brittany. I love that movie.
Stand By Me, is it like a good heartfelt movie?
It is a good heartfelt
So it's not like
movie.
It.
No, it's not like It.
Well, you know how it's a bunch of kids together, so It has a bunch of kids together.
Well, in It, they're fighting a killer clown.
Yes, and there's a gangbang.
In the book, there's a gangbang.
Stephen King is a weird.
I was gonna say, you better
dude.
throw in that fucking last name because I'm not writing about gangbangs.
I mean, you spell your name the same way. You could.
I'm not gonna write about a gangbang. You've read my writing. It's not that great.
Yeah, you don't know how to write.
I'm not a writer. I can
You do
write.
know how to read.
I can read. Not very well, but I can read. I can't believe you compared Stand By Me to It.
The only reason I compared the two is because, is it more kind of like Sandlot?
It's more like, so, oh God. So the story is that this principal comes into like
Are you gonna sing the song?
No,
to
I'm
see
not
if
gonna
it triggers anything.
No, I'm not. I don't remember the whole song, but it's all about this principal takes over this school and like it's like a troubled area, all that kind of stuff. And like he starts sticking up for these kids, and then he ends up losing his job, and the kids are the ones that fight to get his job back because like he's Mr. Clark's the only one that liked us or some stuff like that.
Oh, that's cute.
I wish Brittany was here because she could quote the whole movie for you. And
I think I'm good.
I love it when she does it. I'll tell you what, there are some people in this world that I truly miss, and she is one of them. We'll talk about Drag Race on our next segment. Right now, we're just kind of having fun doing random stuff. So Roxy Andrews comes back on Drag Race, so I'm just going to throw this out there, and it's all over social media because her entrance line was, "Baby, you can't read the doll." And then like people have cut it, so it's like me talking to my dyslexic cousin, "Baby, you can't read."
No, me
That's
talking
my
to Leah
favorite.
Michelle.
That one was what's that guy's name?
Ryan Murphy.
Ryan Murphy talking to Leah Michelle. "You can't read." We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about
Drag Race.
All Stars season.
I don't know.
It's 9.
No, 9. All Stars 9.
Oh, I have to tell you this story.
What?
So the other night, we were laying in bed, and the door creaked open, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
A ghost.
So then Freya pokes her head, and she can't see anything there. Then the door just flat out swings open. And I'm like, "Ooh!" So it scared Freya too. It was Thumper. Thumper managed to jump over the thing and knock it down. And so he clearly wanted our attention.
Yeah.
So he's just sitting in the doorway. And when Freya saw him, she goes, "Ooh!" because she got so scared. So I jump out of bed and I'm like, "Oh my God." And Corey gets up and he's like, "What is it? What is it?" I go, "It's Thumper." So I block Freya off because poor Thumper got so scared. He went and hid under his usual spot, which is where the tortoises are, just laid under there. He wouldn't come out for like 10 minutes because I was sitting right next to him and was like, "You're okay. You're not in trouble." So then I sat in there with him for like an hour and loved on him before I went back to bed. It's like, poor guy. He just wanted some love. But man, Corey was like, "Freya was going to attack him." I go, "She was scared shitless." I go, "Because she was sound asleep. Then the door fucking slammed open and hit the wall. Because he drop kicked it or something." I was just like, Jesus Christ.
It's a ghost.
That's what I thought at first. Because when it creaked open, I was like, "Oh my God, is what's
You need
over
Amy
there?"
up in here.
I couldn't see him. And then when he swung it open, I like leaned all the way forward and I was like, "Oh, but thank God it's just him."
Oh my God.
But anyway, I'll probably leave that. We are back.
Yeah, welcome back.
So, All Stars 9 has started.
I'm actually pretty excited about this season. I like the majority of them.
You know what? I will say that there were a couple that I wasn't so thrilled about, and I will admit that I already feel wrong. Because I admit that I wasn't really, like, I didn't care for Chanel before, and, like, Roxy's never been one of my favorites. Boy, these first 2 episodes, I already feel like I'm gonna love both of them. Because, I mean, Chanel, she is, you can see the growth, man.
You can see the crazy, too.
I don't care that she's crazy. I mean, what's her face?
Miss Mandarin.
Scarlet Envy was crazy, and I liked her.
know.
But Chanel she's killing it already, and so is Roxy. So we got a 2-episode premiere. On the first episode, they did the girl group.
Yeah.
Which, I'll be honest with you, unless it's the UK, I'm not really into the girl group ones because I feel like the UK, they always turn it. It wasn't bad, but it just wasn't like my cup of tea. I'm sure hundreds of thousands of people all loved it, but like it just wasn't.
It's not a padam.
It wasn't. But the challenge on the runway with the fragrance thing, like I didn't really get that either.
It's a branding thing.
I know it was a branding thing, but like I didn't really get how it really went with the girl group challenge.
It didn't.
But like their looks, they had really strong looks, especially.
I liked Angeria's perfume because I thought the whole Southern Country bumpkin thing was funny.
I don't really remember the perfumes, I will be honest with you, other than like Vanjie's toxic one. I remember that.
Like, I liked Roxy's. I didn't like what she was wearing, but I liked the whole never sent home thing.
Oh, I remember that now. That one did crack me up because she was talking about how
All you need is a white rhinestone tank top
and good friends, and they'll never send you home.
Yes,
that was when she won me over. I was like, this is funny.
Well, and, yeah, when she's being self-deprecating like that,
and she can laugh at herself.
Exactly.
That's just great. But I loved the moment where Plastique came out in like the Victoria's Secret angel look.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And then her perfume was a fan and the wings moved.
I will be honest, I did not even look at the perfume at all. I was looking at her outfit the whole time.
She looked like a Victoria's Secret model.
I know. She was stunning. And then like Violet Chachki.
I love that they gave her shit for having a meaty tuck.
Oh my God. I've never noticed until like they brought attention to it. Now
the reading challenge was good though.
The reading challenge was fun. I always like the reading challenges. They just did one on Drag Race Live Untucked because I've been watching that because it was Latrice's last day, so he wanted them to read each other.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny. Like Bosco, she ends up reading like the executive producer.
I did not recognize Bosco at
Really?
first. Yeah.
I follow her on Twitter and everything, so like I recognized her before. But she cracked the one joke that she told that really got me going was she was talking about the executive producer and she was like, he slept with so many twinks, his breath smells like prep. And that sent me. I was like, that's the best line of the whole show. But reading challenge, was there any of them that really stuck out to you?
A couple, like the whole like Got Mick, Chanel saying, I'm surprised you're here because you didn't cancel like your other bookings.
Yes.
That one was good. Or then Got Mix, where Vanjie's liver being shriveled up, only like 12 away from being able to host
Drag Race.
Yeah.
One of my favorites was the read where they were talking about how Gottmik was Violet Chachki's assistant.
Yes.
That made me laugh. And then...
Because it made me think of the time where Violet was dancing on a table and Gottmik had the flashlight holding on her and then Violet fell through the table.
Yes. I remember that video because it cracked me up because it kind of reminded me of those vibes from TikTok where it's Kris Jenner going... Come on, Kylie, woo, go!
Yeah, like in Mean Girls.
Yes. That's what it reminded me of. But the first episode, I feel like Plastique should have been in the top in that one.
I agree.
Based off of the one look, which, because like...
Well, heck, her
performance in the girl group was good, too.
Yeah, like she had the dudes carrying her in, and she was whipping her ponytail and shit.
I just think based off of that look, because I know that a lot of times Rue and them will be like, this is one of the best looks we've ever seen. That was possibly the best I have seen. And it cracked me up because then on the ball challenge, you had like Violet Chachki, who was talking about how she quit drag. Why? Because she saw plastique.
Right.
Because Violet's like, how do we compete with that? Let's talk about the ball because that's the one that I remember more of because I watched it. But so we know that Angeria and Georges were the top in the first episode.
Yeah.
The lip sync winner was Angeria, and she blocked Roxy. Did you think that that was a good decision on her part?
Probably. Either Roxy or Plastique.
True. So, like...
But, I mean, you could have blocked Chanel just to get her in her head and so she'd snap.
No, I feel like Roxy was the right choice, especially after finding out that the next episode's challenge was going to be...
I know, Roxy went and helped them all.
Oh, yeah, she did. She helped every single one of them hoes. But...
It cracks me up. Roxy in her confessional looks like Donald Trump.
She does. So, with the ball, is there a look that you thought was, like, your favorite look? Because I know which one was my all-time favorite from the ball.
My group of looks that I liked were all from Got Mick.
So, if I'm only picking one look that I like the most, I'm going to go Chanel with the wave. That wave look was
I'm trying to think.
Amazing. So that was my favorite look of the episode was Chanel's wave look. Altogether, I do agree that I think that the top was Plastique because that last thing, because the challenge was it was the paintball. So the last outfit that they did, they had to like paint stuff on it and make it look good. And she painted just like a woman's figure on it.
Yeah.
And it was so good.
And then the cherry blossoms on the cape.
Cherry blossoms on the cape. She came out. She looked stunning as usual. I mean, if it's a pretty competition, then like Plastique has already taken the crown.
Well, yeah.
But like, I'm intrigued to know what's going to happen next. What was your favorite parts about Got Mixed looks?
I liked the like her art piece. The colors were pretty.
They were
the
pretty.
Purples, but the with the alien person.
I will be honest with you, I didn't get it until they showed the picture next to it. With
Really?
The person doing that.
I didn't get Starry Night from Vanjie.
Oh, I didn't get Starry Night either.
That looks like Big Lots version of Starry Night. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, but especially to like us and our Midwest viewers who know what Big Lots is. But I will say that I'm not a very like artsy person. Like I don't really go to the art museums and stuff. So like I didn't get most.
I can tell.
Shut up, Dylan. I do think that the one that looked the worst though was offense.
Nina West.
Nina West look that she did I thought was the worst. But at the same time, Nina is my favorite on there. Like she's the one that I'm rooting for.
I have a feeling she's gonna have that Jinx trajectory. I don't think she'll win.
What do you mean she's gonna have that Jinx trajectory? Because Jinx won.
I know. I don't see Nina winning.
I refuse to say that I don't see her winning because I want her to win. I want her to win so bad because I really want like one of the nice queens to finally win.
Honestly, I could see Roxy winning.
I could see Roxy winning, but again, I still want Nina because I want Nina to win because she's just like the nicest person. Because
if Roxy wins, all three of the finalists from season 5. Yeah. Season 5 was good.
5 was good, but 5 didn't have my favorite queen. My favorite queen
6 was 6. Good. I know.
But I would be okay with really looking at this cast. I'd be okay with any of them winning.
You know what I really wish would have happened? Anyway. I wish Jessica Wilde was on this season, but I know they wanted a lot. Whoa. They wanted a lot of the girls on season 9 to be on All Stars 8, but they said no because they didn't want to go home.
I saw that because that's one of the reasons why I like the TikTok videos of the Roscoe's viewing party is because Naisha talks about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because Naisha said that a lot of the girls, they wanted them last season and they told them no because they didn't want to be eliminated. Exactly.
Kimchi said every year they asked Kimchi to do All Stars and she would say no. They didn't ask this year.
I like Kimchi.
I did too.
And I would love to see her come back. So at the moment we have who all has badges on season 9 All Stars?
Mick, Angeria, Georges, and Plastique.
So next week,
who do you think's gonna win? Well, who do you think will be the top 3?
Top 3?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Nina West because I love her. I will say that after seeing everything, I think that Roxy will be up there, and third. That's gonna be tough for me because can I pick 4? No, we'll do 3.
Well, because they're gonna do 3 in the end because they don't want to have another thing like they did All Star 7.
True. I think that the third one, I'm rooting for.
Honestly, while you're still thinking.
Yeah, who are your top 3?
Honestly, I think it'll probably be Roxy, Mick, and Plastique.
You think it's those 3?
I think so.
I'm rooting for Roxy, Chanel, and Nina. Those are the 3.
Because seems like Georges will have a very Jada run.
Oh.
From All Star 7.
Yeah.
I can see Angeria being middle of the pack.
I will say that after reconnecting with Chanel, I do think that she'll be up there. I think she's just building up momentum and she's going to tear these little hoes down.
Fingers crossed.
She has that
all for charity.
Well, she has that Christmas business. They showed that on the first episode where her house is all decked out. Man,
for charity.
I don't even like Christmas. And let's be honest here. They're they're doing this for charity, but they all want the crown. I am sorry, but I wouldn't want to do it for charity because they spend.
It's a good cause. Don't get me wrong.
It's a great cause. I'm really happy that they're doing this.
You're
That's
just not
great
a good
for them.
person.
Even though that they have this allowance for looks, so many of them have spent way more on the looks than what the allowance was.
They gave each of them $75,000.
Okay. Gottmik said that she spent over $250,000 on her looks.
That don't surprise me.
So I would be playing for my own bank account because I would probably do the same and go over budget.
They get paid. They're getting paid on top of that, right?
They're making $25,000 off of it, or 50, aren't they? 50.
That I just know that they're getting paid per episode.
I think Naisha said that they're also making
which they should. They
per.
should make money off of the episodes because without them, there's really nothing.
That's true.
Because they are the talent, they should be paid like the talent.
I agree with that. I think that they need to start giving everybody a look budget.
I do like the no eliminations. So I wish they would keep that.
I like no eliminations for All Stars. I really do because they all put all this time and effort into putting together
time,
these
effort,
looks.
money.
Right. Yeah. Again, with Gottmik spending all that money on these looks.
Like normal seasons, evict them.
Right.
Boot them all out.
Right.
This isn't season 15.
I also think that with the normal seasons, they should also give them a budget look.
Yeah. Either that or they have to make everything
looks.
and provide the materials.
Right. Because then I feel like it would level the playing field more because then you wouldn't have Mo Hart, for example, said that she went in and she only spent a couple $100 because that's all she could do. And then when she went back to All Stars, she spent more. But at the same time, it's if they all have a set amount for the budget.
Well, yeah, but they go bankrupt.
Right.
Just trying to.
That's why I think that even in the normal seasons, they should give these girls a set amount of money to put together their looks.
Yeah.
That way these poor girls aren't going bankrupt trying to get
exactly,
do all these
especially
big
since
looks.
they can't recoup the cost.
Right, especially if they go home early. Because then they're out all that money really. They can post their looks and stuff to Instagram, but then they also got to wait for that episode to air and then be this is what I would have worn. But I feel for them because if you're going on a show like that and you know that because of how long it's been running, the expectations are so high. If you don't deliver, you're going to be the first one gone.
Exactly.
But I'm really excited for this year's All Stars. I like the cast. I can honestly say that there's not one queen now that I'm just I don't want to deal with them.
Right.
But my husband I know is rooting for Plastique, Georges, and Vanjie. Those are his top 3.
Okay.
Because he loves them. He also loves Angeria. And then they've also...
I like Angeria. She was great in Ice Age.
You're a terrible person. But I am rooting for Nina West. And I want her to go far because she is the nicest queen ever. No offense to the other Miss Congeniality.
I liked Valentina.
Shut up, Dylan.
So did the fan.
She's why it's now voted on by the other queens.
Which it should have been.
It should have been. Fan favorite. Fan favorite.
You're a model. That. You're gorgeous. You're Linda Evangelista.
You know, that really was the best reunion, though.
It was.
God. But, so, if you can only pick one, who are you rooting for? No top three. You can only pick one.
I know.
Who's your favorite of the crew?
Honestly, I'd be okay with any of them winning.
Well, you gotta pick one.
I genuinely like them all.
I know, but you already picked your top three, so you could narrow it down to who is the one that you're absolutely
rooting for.
Roxy. You're rooting for Roxy?
Kinda, yeah.
My favorite moment with Roxy, other than like her perfume thing that I forgot about until you brought it up, was her backstage on the first episode when they were getting ready for the lip syncs. Mm-hmm. And they were all like, Roxy, are you going to get changed? And she's like, I'm not going to get changed. She's like, if I'm in the top, I'll lip sync in this. I don't want America to read me for filth and be like, ooh, she thought she really ate this week, but that bitch is in the bottom. That was my favorite moment with Roxy throughout both episodes. Because it's true, too, because you know people would have read her for that.
Yeah.
Just like what they did with Nina on the pit stop for the second episode, where they were like, girl, you didn't have to get changed. But that's who I'm rooting for. We're going to end this with a fun little thought, and I think that Dylan will have fun with this.
Uh-oh.
If your brother needed your kidney, would you give him your kidney?
Honestly, probably.
Really?
Yeah. I know you wouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't give your brother a kidney, but at the same time, to go along with how I'm a terrible person, I don't think I'd give my siblings my kidney either.
I don't know. I guess we'd have to see if I'm even a match. Probably not a match because we don't communicate the best.
Like, I would give, like, even though my mom is old, I would give her a kidney. Like,
you'd
without
probably give
thought.
Jenny.
I don't think I would.
Okay.
She
has enough kids.
I don't want to go under the knife. So, like, that's what's stopping me. Like, that scares me. And then what if my other kidney goes bad? Like, then am I just SOL?
Yeah. Or you can take it back. You show up to their house in the middle of the night with a bucket of ice and a knife. It's like, I need it back.
Turns out mine's bad too. So I'm here to repo.
You're a true American.
Thank you for listening. We will be back next week. Like, follow, subscribe. We're on all social medias where you can find us.
Humble Narcissists.
At Humble Narcissists. Please listen. We need friends.
Yeah, because Steven doesn't have any.
I only have one, and he's sitting right next to me. And
I could be imaginary.
Oh, well, I hope not. We see how good of a friend he is, though.
Yeah. All right. On that note, we'll see you next week.
Wow, that was a really fun way to end it, Dylan.
Bye.
No. We'll see you next week. Now say it creepy. Go.
I'm good.
Bye.
No.
But you just said no with like a sensual voice.
So?
You were like, no.
Are we done now?
No, because I'm messing with you. Have a good week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.